Alright, I hope the game audio isn't too loud. Hello, Deuterium, Alyssa, and Krista. Welcome to this stream. So the thing about the Uchigatana, in terms of it being good, right, is it is significantly harder to get than the Uchigatana. It is way shorter than the Washing Pole. It doesn't have, like, the absurd damage of the Chaos Blade. So it's just, like, not very special. My HUD is off. I forgot I was taking pictures for thumbnail stuff. Okay, there we go. um, so the Iaito is just like the most underwhelming katana, but also I've never used it, and I know it's very similar to the Uchi katana, just basically with a different moveset. So I'm very curious. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Luna. Welcome. All right, can I get the quick killer? Or am I gonna miss every single one of my firebombs? Well, that's not an outcome I had predicted, but it's one that I should have expected. I don't understand how to get 3 firebombs off before it attacks consistently. Hello, Eth. Iaito is good. I hope so. Uchi's older cousin. I have no concept of what that could possibly mean. But, I'm sure I'll figure it out. I'm probably gonna take the weirdest path to the Iaito. Because, like, I don't want to go through Blighttown backwards, so I'm gonna kill the Gaping Dragon. But... Oop. Do I need to, like, jump toward it? I actually don't know. I think you can just stand near it. Unlike the glitch to get into Gwendolyn's arena without the ring or killing Gwendolyn. Or Guinevere, rather. What was I talking about? It's been a couple of weeks since I streamed. I'm kind of out of my groove, but this should be a fairly casual run. Right, so the route. I kind of want to grab the Drake Sword just because I think it would be funny and use that to kill the Capra Demon and the Gaping Dragon. And then from there, just jump and grab the Iaito. Probably grab the upgrade box or whatever it's called. And some Titanite shards. So I can upgrade it once I grab it. And then just use that to take out Quelaag while I'm down there. Oh no. Not the Drake Sword. Hot toxic cousin? Yeah. the like emo one. But like stereotypical what like what like boomers think of as emo. Okay, I know I need like 12 strength to equip the Drake Sword, but I'm gonna go through this way as well. I need the chunk from the Black Knight anyway, so this will work out. Hello, Lilith. Welcome. Ah. I don't know. I think the Drake Sword should be fine on the Gaping Dragon. I haven't used it in a long time, and last time I did use it, I upgraded it to +5 pretty much immediately. I know it sucks for Quelaag, but I remember not having too many issues with the Gaping Dragon in one of my first playthroughs when I used it the first time. Hello, Herman. Welcome. Out of curiosity, what do you toss? Oh my god. I don't know how much money in my money that is, but I am extremely appreciative of any money, so thank you so much. That could be $1, and I would still be incredibly appreciative. Thank you. Soft-spoken uncle. I don't know. The washing pole is the longest in the game. I hope I'm not like it's like $5. Okay. Well, regardless, thank you a lot. I've said it many times before, but I don't feel like I deserve money for doing this. With how, like, I don't know. I've been told otherwise by many people, but it still feels weird. So thank you very much. Krista! Oh my god. Thank you. Oops. So, okay, so you got me you got me all distracted. Now I can't even parry the Black Knight. I blame you entirely, Krista. Jesus. Oh my god, the Black Knight sword. I might... What's the dex requirement on that? I don't remember either requirements, actually. I guess I can just check. Oops. Everything's fine. Like I said, I'm a little bit out of my groove. Yeah, I know it's not hard to distract me, but that's not... Look. It's not my fault that so many people are so distracting. I feel like I was making a joke about the washing pole, about it being like the longest katana. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna check the... Jesus. ADHD. I hardly know her. 2018. Okay. Never mind. I probably won't use that. Well, actually, I need 14 strength for the Iaito anyway. Come back here. I potentially need your loot. There you go. Hey, a chunk. That's nice. That means I can get a plus 15 before in Orlando. Anyway, washing pole long, maybe not soft-spoken. I don't know. There's a joke there. There's probably also a dirty joke there, but I don't want to make that one. I didn't shave this morning because, I mean, a lot of reasons. Mostly because I really did not want to. Luckily, it doesn't start itching until the second day, but I understand your pain. I think that like itchy feeling was definitely there before I started taking hormones, but I think it got worse after taking hormones. And I mean, like, hormones are totally worth it. It's just a little bit of discomfort if I don't do something for too long, but one of the very few negative side effects of hormones. Probably has something to do with skin getting softer or whatever. Wow, that is not good bleed. The longest Taurus Demon fight you've ever seen. I was planning on plunging attacking it more. What the? I forget how weird the Taurus Demon's hitboxes are. I pressed the roll button. Okay, I swear to God, I actually pressed the roll button there. I can't believe I just died to a Taurus Demon. What's wrong with me? I even have black fire bombs. I should just use those. When is it supposed to come in? It's really exciting that you're able to start, though. That's really nice. I hope none of the very few negative side effects are a deterrent for you. I can't imagine they would be, though. I don't know. I don't dislike the Taurus Demon. It's a little... It's hard to be good at fighting the Taurus Demon. Admittedly, it's hard to be bad at fighting the Taurus Demon, too. But, like, the foot hitboxes when he steps around is, like, really annoying to work around. And then the axe hitboxes, they're not bad, but they're not what I expect. Because for some of the attacks, you can just stand right next to him. But other attacks, you have to, like, specifically roll no matter how close you are. And then some attacks are extremely difficult to roll if you're too close. So it's kind of difficult to be consistent. Okay. Firebomb. Oh god. I wasn't expecting to fall there, but that works. Pardon me. Okay. There we go. Now watch him drop the axe. I was working on bow only in Remass Test. And the Taurus Demon dropped his axe, of course, in a run that I can't use it in. I always get weapon drops in, like, specific weapon runs that I can't use because it's a challenge run, you know? And I guess that kind of makes sense because a lot of the runs that I do are using a specific weapon. So when I get rare drops, it'll almost always be in a run where I'm using a specific weapon. I forgot to buy a bow. I guess there's one, like, right here, so it's fine. Depending on how long it takes for me to beat certain bosses, that shouldn't take too long. I'm on Priscilla, I think. Okay, 14, 18. That should be enough to use the Black Knight Sword, actually, right? Or am I doing math wrong? Yep. Okay, maybe not Trick Sword then. Yeah, this is fine. I hope it ends up being good. It's gonna be unscripted, which I don't know. I usually don't feel as good about those videos as I do about with my scripted ones, but they also usually are funnier. The crystal weapon, the one crystal weapon run comes to mind with that. I think that was a pretty funny one. I sound like the undead merchant. Yulia. There we go. Remastest is a mod. It's the Halo weapons mod. If you've seen anything in Dark Souls with Halo weapons, that was Remastest. Okay. Where's the other dog? I want to aggro the other dog so I can take them both out at once. But I don't know how feasible that's going to be. Oops. I didn't have stamina. Okay, we're good. I went out of bounds and jumped into the Capra Demon arena in a location where he won't aggro so that I can cheese him. Okay, I am shocked that the dogs aren't aggroed for some reason. But cuter, yeah, you would say that. The only time I've ever done a bleed playthrough, or even using a weapon with bleed in Dark Souls 3, was the Corvian Scythe. That was really fun, though. Really good weapon. Bonk. Actually, I uploaded a short recently of picking up Lautrec and throwing him off a cliff. That was using one of the custom weapons in Dark Souls Remastered. The Titanite Pebble, specifically. Alright. I'm just gonna grab the Ember and then drop straight down to the Gaping Dragon. I don't want to do anything special here. I could have gone to Andre and upgraded the sword to +2 or whatever, but whatever. Owie. That attack animation is so dramatic. I love it. Okay. No dog. That's good. Is killing the rat worth it? Probably not. For like 1 humanity or whatever. Uh-oh. Okay, we're fine. My whole life flashed before my eyes. I don't think I've fought Gaping Dragon in a very long time. At least not... Actually, that's not true. I did it in the Dragon King Great Axe run. But with just like a normal fight with the Gaping Dragon. So we'll see how that goes. I trust myself to be able to fight the Gaping Dragon though, at least. I don't know. Well, I guess I don't know. It's not that I don't know. Oh, no, please. It's that I know very, very little about basically any geography, really. What's so great about Edinburgh? Edinburgh? Is that how you pronounce that? I assume so. Lautrec in the microwave. I could do that. That'd be pretty easy. That's a great idea. After this stream, I'm gonna work on Lautrec in the microwave. A lot of weird people. I mean, I feel like that's the case with most, like, good cities. But the weird people are kind of what make the cities good, you know? That third attack was greedy. I'm probably gonna die. Ah, help. Everything's fine. Probably should have taken out the channeler, but it's fine. Really? I don't think it's gonna run. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm just gonna, like, deload the channeler over here. There we go. That'll make this far easier. Yeah, sleep is good. You should definitely sleep. Have a good night. Thank you for joining while you could. This was greedy. Everything's fine. I don't like being back in channeler range. Okay, so sometimes greed pays off, I've learned. Great lesson for me to learn after 1,000 hours in Dark Souls. To be fair, most churches are a cult. He was probably onto something. Owie. Okay, one more hit should do it. If I could actually hit. Okay. The short that I uploaded to Ruka 2, the one with Percival in the in the microwave, that got I think like 30 something likes on TikTok. And then the Lancelot one got like 60 something, which is really funny. Same amount of views and everything. Oh, excuse me, please. Thank you. This run is just going to be with the Iaito. Nothing special. Just using a weapon I haven't used before. That's what most of my streams are, because I don't trust myself to be good enough at the video game to do a challenge run on stream. The closest thing I've gotten to that was playing through with the Astora Straight Sword. At the time, I have no idea why. I thought that the Astora Straight Sword was buffable. So the idea was to, like, take what is, you know, not a great weapon, and to, like, try to make it as strong as possible. But turns out that you cannot buff the Astora Straight Sword. So that run didn't... owie. That run did not end well. I mean, it ended eventually. I beat the game, but... Oh, I pressed the button, I thought. Must have pressed it a little bit too late. And my controller disconnected. That might have been the issue. Need to make sure. I need to get a better cable or something. Pardon me. But yeah, the Astora Straight Sword is not a good weapon. There's a reason the abbreviation is ASS, yeah. Actually, the Dragon Bone Fist was probably worse. I never even finished the game that run. I just used cheats to get to Gwyn faster. Okay, hopefully I won't die to a random attack from a random enemy this time. I don't know. I don't think I've ever died running through here like this. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks. I'm not exactly in my groove, but it's fine. That's because this is the Black Knight side. Alright, Deuterium, thank you for joining while you could. I hope you have a good day or night, depending on your time. There's the Iaito. Oh, I forgot to grab the upgrade box. Oh well. Gonna quit out so that the blow dart sniper stops attacking me. And then I think I'm just gonna crank my dexterity, because it has like A scaling and dexterity. It's a graphical glitch? Yeah, probably. And also a moveset glitch. Alright. I have no idea what this thing's moveset is. I've never used it. Pardon me. Fire dogs are terrifying. Normally, since I'm here, and I already have the depths open, I would grab power within, but I don't think I'm gonna need it this run. Excuse me. Usually when I do a weapon run, I can't kill Quelaag yet, because I need to get rid of Lautrec first. Okay, I can... Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Just the Uchi with a cooler R2. I'm gonna rest down at Blighttown. I'm gonna climb up out of Blighttown, beat the gargoyles without resting, which should hopefully be easy. God knows with how great I am at the video game. Oh. And then just bone back down to Blighttown. And hopefully not regret my decisions. Okay, as long as I don't get toxic, this should be fine. Cool, that went shockingly well. Is it better enough to warrant how much more difficult it is to get? Hello, I like dinosaurs. Welcome. Maybe I should grab the large Titanite shard too, actually. Because, like, it doesn't have quality scaling, so the scaling is probably worse, right? It's still buffable and everything, so I can't imagine it's that much worse than the Uchi, if worse at all in terms of damage, but... Like, is the moveset that much better? I picked Thief, so I had the Master Key anyway, but I went through... I was gonna grab the Drake Sword, but I ended up getting the Black Knight Sword, so I just used that. Because I didn't want to have to climb up through Blighttown. So I was just gonna go through the depths. Generally, the Master Key is just kind of incidental in my runs, because, like, what if I forget to grab the key to open the door to New Londo from the valley or something? But a lot of the times I will just sprint straight to Andre or whatever, too. Yeah, the Uchi... I'm pretty sure the Uchi has C-scaling, does it not? It's more kissable. Is the model even any different? I know the icon in the bottom left isn't different. Just like the Chaos Blade, too. The Chaos Blade and the Uchi and the Iaito all have the same icon. Thank you, Tuka. Thank you for joining while you could. Hope you have a good night. Pardon me. I don't know if going straight to Andre without resting is a great idea right now. Considering my skill at the game. But we'll figure it out. The Uchi is pure dex, but does have Wait, so the Uchi has better... Really? Then what's the point of the Iaito? Just a different moveset? I hope this stream can help you at least feel a little bit better. That's it's kind of my hope with content creation, just making people feel better in general, regardless of how they feel beforehand, I suppose. I think this is the only time I've ever gone through the game in this order. Taurus, Capra with cheese. So I didn't even open the door with that you need the key for, rather. And then gaping, and then going to Andre, fighting the gargoyles, and then fighting Quelaag. That is I'm sure, a very normal path through the game. Pardon me. Okay, that's the hard one. Hard is an overstatement, but that's the scary one. I'm a little bit worried about the Black Knight, but it should be fine. Oh, you know, I think I thought that the Uchi had strength scaling, because somebody said if you're going pure dex, the Iaito is better, which seems to be not true anyway. I don't know. That's weird. Maybe I should grab the Grass Crest Shield. I don't know if that's worth it. Probably not. Okay. Everything's fine. Should be an easy run from here. Die to like an Ent or something. I would cry if I died to an Ent. Have a chance to get large shards or another chunk too from the crystal lizard, so. Damage. 2 chunks, nice. That's actually pretty good. That means I can actually get a plus 15 before you're entering Sens. If I were to grind on the leeches, actually. I'll also be entering Sens to get the large Titanite shards, but I don't have to deal with the giants. Passing us, great. What does that mean? I'm confused. Are you referring to something in specific, or am I missing out on a part of a joke? I don't think I'm gonna have enough souls to get to +5 right now, but that's fine. I can get to like +3 or whatever. Yeah, that should be enough to still have souls to upgrade. Oh, passing is great. Oh, I see. Don't rest. I almost rested out of instinct, and that would have... I think this will be the first time I've ever teleported from... Or, well, rather used a bone to teleport back down into Blighttown instead of back up out of Blighttown. So this will be an interesting experience. I should probably grab the Homeward Bones down in Firelink as well, just so I don't have to, I don't know, do anything extra. Okay, not bad damage at all. Pretty fast too. Oop, pardon me, I just want the greatsword. Of course I get a rare weapon trap, but I can't even use it. Speaking of, jeez. All right, I need to go down to Firelink anyway so that I can get Lotrac. Pardon me. Thank you. This is all going shockingly well. I can't help but feel like I'm going to die on the gargoyles and have to run all the way back up. Oh yeah, first game of 2025. I forgot it was 2025. Thank you for being here, Nick. So far, 2025 has been largely uneventful. I don't know. Ooh, owie. Like I said, probably gonna die to the gargoyles. With how good everything else has been going. Oop, I wanted to cut the tail, but that doesn't seem like it's gonna happen very easily. I should not be greedy. But here we are. That's gonna hit me. No, it's not. No, that's even worse. Ah. I told you I was gonna die to the gargoyles. That sucks. I should have hit the... I could have just hit the elevator. Okay. Alternate series of events, right? Let's pretend for a second. Hold on. Let me... I'm going through a very important... Or I'm doing something very important. I mean, I'm not doing anything. If I can navigate my computer easily. I know where things are. I put it there. Yeah. Yep, stream's over. That's it. Sorry. Okay, let's pretend for a second that I had hit the bonfire, right? Or I mean, rather, that I had hit the elevator. Let's imagine the alternate series of events. And then I could have just gone down to Firelink and got the bonfire there. And then, because going down Blighttown is very quick, and I didn't even, like... And then I'd have to climb back up Blighttown later anyway? What was I thinking? No, not cheating. I'm just saving time. It's not cheating. It's definitely a feature in the game that I didn't use an outside tool for. Honestly, again, I expected that to happen. I don't know why. Yeah, it was a glitch. It was a wrong warp. Japanese butter knife? I don't know. I feel like if your butter knife is this long, you have other issues. Just a time loop. This is an alternate timeline, actually. You're suffering from the Mandela effect or whatever. Okay, just imagine for a second that I had done that, right? Then if I had died to the gargoyles, I would have just ran up back here instead. And everything would have been okay. See? I would never cheat. At least. I mean, I might in a video game. But that's just because video games are meant to be fun, right? And if cheating gives you a more fun experience, then... As I see it, oh my goodness, that's... I don't think I've ever been attacked like that. If cheating gives you a more fun experience, then I say go for it. No reason not to, right? What the... What a jump. Okay. I don't think I've ever been attacked specifically there in that doorway. That was very interesting. Now watch me get the giant trident. A slice of cheese at 2 a.m. Yeah. Oops. I think that thing about cheating, if cheating makes a game more fun, only applies to single player games, because if you're making someone else's experience less fun, then it doesn't count. Otherwise, cheating is entirely justified. I've seen a lot of people, like, not recently, but there used to be a ton of people who would be, like, all very against cheating in single player games, and I've never understood that mentality. Like, you don't have to cheat if it makes your experience better, if it makes you feel better, or have more fun or whatever, but I don't know. Cheating is very cool if it makes you enjoy a game more. No, hit the gargoyles? Yeah, I wish. Again, it's been 2 weeks since I streamed. I'm not used to focusing on providing commentary, consistent commentary at that. With recording, it's different because I don't have to talk constantly. But consistent commentary on top of reading chat, on top of keeping, like, the... I have to, like, actually focus on how my voice sounds, which I don't usually do because autism. On top of being good at the video game, yeah, that's not going to happen. Not right now. I don't think that the Iaito is longer, no. I'm pretty sure it's the same as the Uchi, just a different moveset. I haven't even used the R2, which is like the main difference. Yeah. Okay, I can get this 2 + 5 now. I sound incredible? Okay, first of all, you would say that. Secondly, there's a difference between sounding good and sounding in a way that will reflect what I'm actually trying to communicate, which is the hard part. apparently has slightly worse scaling than the Uchigatana. I don't know. I know that the Uchigatana, okay, according to the forum post I read earlier that was wrong about the scaling, rather, the Uchigatana has a thrusting attack on the R2 rather than the swipe. But this has that on the running attack anyway. So whether or not that's even a detriment at all is debatable. It's not even just about English. It's more about the like timbre and tonality and everything that I specifically don't ever change in my voice when I'm talking casually. I have to pay a lot more attention to that. Like reading scripts is extremely tiring. Because I just have to pay attention to what I'm looking at on the screen and talk with a lot more intentionality than I normally do. But it's not quite as tiring with streaming, but it's pretty close because I still have to pay a lot more attention to how my voice sounds and everything than I would normally. Get this to +5 real quick. Nick, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy early access to videos if I ever get videos done early. Normally I'll upload them on Saturday, so it's just like a few hours earlier. I don't even remember what the other member benefits are. It's like, I don't know, there's something in the Discord server that YouTube hasn't like actually connected to my Discord yet. Like it's connected, but it won't let me do the automatic membership thing. So I have to keep on top of that. And there was one other one, but I don't remember what it was. I really should probably keep on top of that. I think it was just like posting videos that I didn't think that I wanted to make, but I didn't think would be good for the algorithm or whatever. I need to go this way. But then I ended up just making the second channel for that. So I don't know. I should probably rewrite that stuff. But either way, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Any money I feel like is undeserved generally. So I appreciate everything. Thank you, Anthony, for the $2. However, I will not be drinking goat milk. I do need milk, though, so that's probably what your $2 will go toward. Thank you very much. Okay. More dexterity. Once I get that to 40, I'll probably just upgrade. Or just do endurance and vitality from then on. I don't have any rings on right now, do I? Goat milk? I prefer whole milk, personally. Whole cow's milk, specifically. I don't know if goat milk has the same... Because of how much less common it is, I doubt it has the same classifications. Gamer milk. Girl milk. I mean, doesn't most milk come from girls? Like, I don't know, actually. Is it even fair to say that animals have gender? Is that like... Because, like, they have sex, obviously, just like... They have sexes, just like us. But whether or not we should apply gender to the sexes. Like we have done traditionally, not even traditionally, have we done in the past couple hundred years because of Catholicism, based on sex, you know. Ideally, you shouldn't. I mean, yeah, it depends. Okay. Milk. Powdered milk in your milk. Would that even, like, absorb properly? Like, maybe if it's skim milk or whatever, but if you're drinking... If you have whole milk and you put powdered milk in it, would it make it richer or would it already be saturated? At what point does the milk saturation level become so much that the liquid can no longer intake any more milk? If there hasn't been a study about this, someone needs to do that. Someone make that your thesis or whatever. What is the maximum amount of milk per milk? Diminish milk returns. When you have to eat it with a fork and knife. I feel like at that point, You might want to. I feel like at that point it's just cottage cheese. Actually, scientists found a way. It wouldn't surprise me if milk stocks were actually down, considering the government pays farmers for. Do they still do that? It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. Define a unit of milk. I think that would be determined by the amount of like protein and fats. Because like whole milk is like 4% milk fat, right? So then like what's the maximum amount of milk fat per, unit of water? What percentage of milk fat can you get before the water won't take on anymore? Water? Before the milk won't take on anymore. 1 jig of milk. I like this measurement. It has a funny name. Okay, not terrible. Could be better, could be worse. Milm. I was gonna say milk, but with an F at the end because milk fat. But then I remembered that that's already a word, and that word already has a good meaning, so it's okay. Never mind. Not milk with an F instead of a K. I don't know. I would hesitate to say that I love FromSoft. At this point, I don't think the company is what fuels my love for this game. The milk stream. I don't know. I can probably put that in the thumbnail if I make this into a video. That wouldn't actually be too hard because I have chat on stream. Usually I try to avoid like editing streams down just because trying to put chat on stream is on screen is extremely tedious, but it's there. I could make this into a video and make that the thumbnail. I feel like we would have to keep the milk talk up rather, for longer. Made pancake. Okay, I was gonna say I made pancakes. However, the non-plural, the singular form is probably better because it was one big pancake in a bowl. Because I didn't want to. I saw this recipe thing on TikTok. I hesitate to call it a recipe because it was pancake mix and milk in a bowl, and then you microwave that. And I wanted to try it because it looked really good, and I wanted pancakes. But I didn't have milk, so I just put water in it, and I mean, it tasted like pancake. It was fine. A tier list of milk. The problem with that, though, is I would need to try a lot more milks than I've tried. Strawberry milk? Okay, but like strawberry flavoring and what kind of milk, Milk the bit. Oh my god. Turn the thumbnail into milk. The way the milk bit lasts the whole stream. What was the longest bit we've ever had? I assume was it the cheese? I doubt it was the cheese, actually. I don't think that one lasted very long. I remember that one focusing almost entirely around the Bed of Chaos fight. Milking the Iaito for all it's worth. That's incredible. I will do that. That is absolutely. Oh yeah, true. The milk bit definitely won't last past the Pasakas. No, never mind. It definitely will. There's definitely something to be said about milking Pasakas or whatever. Bowl cake, yeah. The Cheerio story was only like 10 minutes though. It was just one thing. I don't even think that like counts in the era of streams that this is. The Titanite tier list, true, that one did last for a while. The problem with goobing is it's a reoccurring bit, right? So I think that disqualifies it. Yeah, I would too, Krista. Legally mandated cheese break. What would be the best thing to milk in the Dark Souls series? I mean, the Pasakas. Obviously. while talking about milk. Okay, let me think. Milk tier list, right? The problem with almond milk is that almonds are like really bad for the environment. Um, and it also doesn't taste that much like milk, if at all, really. It's a lot sweeter, obviously. Um, so like calling it milk, whether or not, you know, a milk alternative, quote unquote, would have to stand up to just like whole cow milk is a discussion all on its own. But personally, I really like cows. Jesus, I could talk. Personally, I really like cow's milk, right? So I would want a milk alternative to be representative of the milk experience. Therefore, I don't think almond milk really fulfills that. Um, I've never tried soy milk either. Um, so I couldn't place that personally. Bone wheels? Can you? I don't think it would be possible to milk a bone wheel, to be honest. Like you could do the thing where you put it in, like you soak it in water and then squeeze it out of a cheesecloth like you do with nut milk, but I don't know. I don't think that would work. Representative of the milk experience? Yeah, exactly. I have had oat milk. I actually like oat milk, but again, it's not that milky. It does taste good though. I like oat milk. I really like oat milk and coffee, actually. That's a really, really good use for oat milk. It exchanges the Estus flask for Prosecco milk. Uh-huh. Yeah, Krista, you would say that. A cheese wheel into Dark Souls 2 as a blunt weapon. Somebody should replace the bone wheel shield with a cheese wheel. I think that would be the best way to do that. I mean, yeah, that's why I just put water in my pancake mix. That said, if you're making like oatmeal, pouring milk in makes it so much better than water. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to catch up. Welcome, Giswardo. Incredible username. Bone wheels are the powdered milk. Okay, yeah, more milk per milk. I think of like a giant gallon of milk, in place of like, I don't know, the iron balls in Elden Ring. That's the game. Milk is a little sweet, but it's a lot like richer and I don't know, it's fatty, right? So like almond milk is just so much sweeter than milk too. Um, I've never used this weapon, which is why I'm using it on stream. So far, it's pretty good. Essay video on milk. Shockingly, I never made one. I made ones about a bunch of weird food things. Not even weird food things. I just made weird videos about foods. I should remake those and then put them into like a supercut or something. Milk the success of the orange juice video. 80,000 cheese wheels. That feels excessive, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think your PC needs to be able to handle 80,000 cheese wheels in Skyrim. But, you know, all the more power to you, I guess. Ugh. I thought opening a chest gave you iframes. Maybe the iframes just hadn't started yet. Oh wait, the chest was open. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Milk talk only. It just has a slightly different moveset to the Uchi, but also has worse scaling, so. Yeah, lactose is sugar, but it's not, like, I don't know, I wouldn't describe milk as tasting sweet, is the thing. Banana milk tasted like ketchup? What are you talking about? As someone who... Are you talking about, like, the Nestle banana flavored milk? Or milking a banana, actually, because those are two very different things. I've had the Nestle banana flavor milk. And, of course, that was years and years ago, long before I had any idea what Nestle did. But I remember it being okay. The banana flavored milk, yeah. I would disagree that it tastes like ketchup. I mean, you can milk anything if you try hard enough. If you use the same process that you'd use to make oat milk, to like, yeah, like nut milks and whatever, you can milk pretty much any food. You would just like soak it in water for a while and then squeeze that liquid out with like cheesecloth or whatever. Alcoholic milk. I can't imagine, oops, that alcohol would go super great with milk, I'm gonna be honest. Adam, to answer your question, I've never tried either, unfortunately. But based on the fact that both are induced by hormones, I would assume that they taste very similar, if not the same. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Alcohol would just curdle milk. Water milk. Wouldn't that just be water? Cinnamon rum and whole milk, huh? There are a lot of alcohols that I haven't tried that I will eventually. Speaking of alcohol, drunk stream. I feel like that's gonna be fun. Okay, well, Krista, it depends on what kind of milk we're talking about. Because, like, not every trans girl has the facilities necessary to produce both kinds, you know? Personally, I can only... Actually, I can't produce either kind. When does milk turn into not milk? What does that mean? Can you be more descriptive in your question, please? That's a lot of words. I think it depends on the substance, because, like, I don't know what Bailey's is exactly, but if I'm to believe that it is specifically, like, milk and alcohol, then, like, when you mix it all together, it stops being milk and starts being a Bailey's, right? But then if you just put milk in water, it stays milk, right? Too much soju? Oh, excuse me. I make animal noises sober. I don't think making animal noises is going to be much of an issue. Granted, normally the animal noises are induced, but a year or two. Gonna intentionally induce the other kind. I don't know. I feel like regardless of how much milk you put, or how much water rather you add to your milk, it's still gonna be milk with water. You know what I mean? But when it's something like, I don't know, what is something that you add milk to that isn't called milk? Sussy animal noises. I like when I'm tickled or whatever, I will actually just start squeaking. The conversation will still be about milk. Hopefully. Milk a drinking stream. Yeah, there's a lot contributing to my occasional animal noises from autism. Well, actually, it's probably mostly autism now that I think about it. Because, like, echolalia on top of stimming, on top of, like, therian, which is probably linked to autism, at least, if not directly caused by it. Cereal is crunchy milk. um, I know people who make dog noises in their not sleep unintentionally too. I agree, it's very cute. Mass detected? Not me, but my I'm struggling to find the word. I guess headmate is probably the most accurate. The other person in my brain, because I am plural, is mouse. Close enough, anyway. "6'8" from... How tall were his parents? Water is just very filtered milk. No, okay, well, cereal is cereal regardless of whether or not there is milk in it, right? So like it's still gonna be cereal and milk, regardless of how much milk you or cereal you put into your milk, right? Gotta draw the mouse. Drink a gallon of milk as fast as possible. I'd probably die. I want to grab the very large ember real quick. Yeah, some cereal is very good dry, but also some cereal is very not good dry. And for both of those, I would say Cinnamon Toast Crunch is both because I like it. I love it's one of my favorite cereals, or at least used to be. I'm probably kind of burnt out on it now, but um, I ate it so much without milk that I got so tired of it, and I genuinely haven't been able to enjoy it without milk in like years. Milk is a type of soap. Um, I don't know that that's how that works. But yeah, we'll go with that. I love soap. I love drinking soap. Liquid soap is my favorite drink. Like a sauce that uses milk. And didn't that pink sauce or whatever that got really viral use milk? Um, Milk into mayonnaise? I thought eggs turned into. Do you put milk in mayonnaise? I have no idea. Yeah, the pink sauce was super safe. So are you asking at what point does the milk become pink sauce? Um, because I think it's whenever the ingredients are incorporated, right? Because if you don't incorporate it properly, like if you put too much milk in, it's gonna be pink sauce with milk rather than just pink sauce, right? So it comes down to definitions, I feel like. Egg yolks, oil, and vinegar? Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. Pink milk. Strawberry flavored milk. Um, Iaito bleeds, right? Yeah, okay. Equally green ham. I feel like your ham should not be green. I feel like eggs also probably shouldn't be green, but I don't know, food coloring is probably an okay way to do that. As unappetizing as it might look. Hey, nice. 3-hit bleed. And a lot higher damage on hit than like the bandit's knife. Which is what I usually fight this thing with. I wouldn't say it's the easiest stray demon ever, but it's definitely up there. Yeah, you have to think about the milk units, the MUs, the milk universes. But first, we have to talk about milk universes. Philosophical milk moment. Yeah, we gotta talk to Vsauce, get him into this. Michael from Vsauce specifically. I forgot there were 3 Vsauces. What is milk at its core? It is liquid with specific fats in it, I guess. I think that's the easiest way to define milk. Okay, vitality. M sauce. Well, okay. Again, I think what milk is dependent on definitions. So this is just an ontological thing, right? Um, so like nut milk, right, is just water that has had the essence of almond or whatever nut infused into it by letting the said nut soak in the milk. Same goes with like oats, right? So technically, there is no specific definition that defines what milk is, just like how there's no specific definition that defines what a chair is, or what a woman is, because of course I'm trans and I can't not bring that up. Yeah, milk, exactly. Milk is just like gender, just like chairs. The essence of almond. God, I knew someone who their nickname for their dead name was Almond, and that was such a cute nickname. But of course, it was associated with their dead name, so they didn't like using it. I'm gonna rest because I'm probably gonna die. But they didn't like using it, which sucked because it was such. I thought it was such a cute nickname, but I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Derivatives. But so like if we're going with natural milk, then it still depends on the animal, right? Because the composition of goat milk, um, how much protein and I assume lactose is in goat milk as well. Like the specific amounts of the different ingredients that make milk, milk are they're different, right? But if we want to go into like cow's milk, if you synthesize cow's milk by putting in the correct proteins and sugars and stuff, is it still cow's milk? Even though it's synthetic, does that count as milk? So again, it just comes down to an ontological argument. 10 out of 10 segue, thank you. um, I had a couple nicknames from my dead name. There was AJ, which I I never liked the name Aiden, so I went with AJ for a while, or I wanted to rather. But I ended up not liking that eventually. But my grandpa would also call me Eggman, and that was before I was into Sonic at all. So it took me until like a couple months ago to put together that like, oh, Eggman, like the Sonic villain. My grandpa used to call me that. He did used to call me Dongo. This is true. Is there fake milk? Define fake, right? There is synthetic milk, I assume. Not Eggman. How does Pilk come into all this? Well, Pilk is a milk-based drink. So, pure raw milk, a fake milk? No. Or, well, okay, so like pasteurized milk obviously has a different composition. So raw milk, it doesn't have like the bacterias and stuff, right? So is that even natural milk to begin with? You know? There are layers to the milk. Owie. Pilk is the elixir of the enlightened mind. Really? Yeah, I can't believe my grandpa knew I was an egg before I did. That's crazy. I can't believe I knew I was an egg before I was an egg. Before I knew I was an egg. I can't believe I knew I was an egg before I knew I was an egg. There we go. I've told this story on stream before, but I transitioned my Animal Crossing character 2 years before I transitioned in real life. And I just did not pick up on the fact that I was trans. Cat milk is sour. How did we learn this information? Top 10 of the most intelligent discussions this channel streams has ever had. This is definitely on there. I think the cheese conversation, like the sexuality of cheeses, is also on there. Probably the conversation that catalyzed goobing is on there for sure. By drinking cat milk. A sour channel. Oh. Uncut that. I don't like that. Why were people drinking cat milk? A cooked steak, natural steak? It depends on your definition. Again, it comes down to an ontological argument. So the thing is, initially I made my Animal Crossing character represent how I viewed myself at the time. And I was like Christian, so I was very anti-trans. So obviously I didn't want to think of myself as a woman because I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So I made like a male villager with like the standard like buzz basically. And I hated it so much for so long. It was like making me so uncomfortable to play as this character that I had created to represent myself. So then I just transitioned that character and made her really cute. I need to get a picture of my Animal Crossing villager because I actually thought she was super cute. Cat residue. I don't like that combination of words. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only person with the experience of transitioning their Animal Crossing character. Believe it or not, I also like citrus flavored things. Citrus flavored milk. Never mind, I don't want to think about that anymore. Yeah. Bottom tier milk. Lime juice and milk. Yeah, that doesn't sound great. I suck at pairing these guys, and I don't know why. That's still gonna kill me if I get hit. Okay. As long as he doesn't do the double slash. There we go. Tomato juice in milk. That doesn't sound great. Also, chunk drop. Been getting very lucky with chunk drops this stream. After this chest, I'll have enough for a plus 15. Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of things in video games that should have hinted towards the fact that I was trans way sooner. Do I need one more? 3? Yeah, I think you need 7. I'm gonna grab the one in this chest. Anyway, there were a lot of things in video games that should have hinted toward the fact that I was trans way sooner than I actually figured it out. Like, I'd always play, every single time I had the option, I'd play as a girl character. Mirror's Edge was one of my favorite games ever, and that was partially, or is one of my favorite games ever, and that was partially because, you know, the main character is a girl, and it just felt comfortable to play as her. That's kind of part of the reason I actually started doing parkour when I was like 14, because I saw myself represented in a game without realizing that. And so I wanted who I was to be more closely related to what I saw in the video game. The milk is making the stream chunky. Ew. Hearing lemon milk is uncanny. Yeah. I mean, I've been called Lemon Girl. I've also been called Citrus Woman, which was one of my favorites. That was my nickname on Discord for a while. No, I died to be faster. It was speedrunning strats. Yeah, dessert. Well, okay. Milkshakes are like milk and ice cream, right? So when does milk stop becoming milk and become ice cream? You know? I feel like that can be part of that. Like, at what point do you get frozen milk versus ice cream? Lemon mom. I don't think I like that one, to be honest. Okay, when it's cold. Yeah. I guess that works. So you can't have cold milk then? To get more milk per milk? Yeah, I guess so. Would it be more milk though? Does ice cream have more concentrated like milk proteins than milk itself? Milk is lit. Didn't like saying that. Okay, plus 15 before Sun's Fortress. Well, I mean, kind of. Shakes milk. Why in the field of dairy journalism? I feel like, oh my goodness, I feel like that alludes more to like Shakespeare, you know? So why would it not be milk-based poetry or milk-based plays, you know? Does Shakespeare count as a poet? I don't know how that terminology works. Well, isn't like cream also added to ice cream? Because it's not just milk. Is cream made of milk? Because like you have to mix the milk to a point where when it melts, it'll be a different consistency and texture, right? So Like, melted ice cream isn't milk. It's still melted ice cream. Milk-based poet. Milk place harassment. Cream is made of cream? But what is cream? Is it naturally occurring? Oop. Okay. And stagger. And fall. Milk-based playwright. Cream is a band. Cream is also a rabbit. In the Sonic the Hedgehog series, so. Does that become an ontological argument? Cream and butter are made of milk. Okay. I knew milk, or I knew butter was. Cream is milk. Okay. Oh, right. It's the like, what is it actually? Is it like I can't imagine it's the proteins. Is it like the sugars that come from the milk? Guy putting butter on his dog. You mean the butter dog? I kind of forgot about butter dog. Also, that fit. Oh my god, that's awesome. Just sweetened condensed milk. Huh. We're learning the process to make milk in the, or rather, make milk-based products in the Dark Souls stream. Primarily about milk, even though the point of this run was the Iaito. I think my personal favorite drip is still the brass leggings and gauntlets with the gold-hemmed helmet and robe. The chest piece on the black hem set. My toe. Oh wait, that did not go on my toe. My ass. How? Crunchy. I don't think your ice cream should be crunchy. I don't know. That feels like a bad omen or something. A petrified lump of condensed milk sharpened into a blade that does extra damage to people who are lactose intolerant. I like how you say arguably, man. I'm actually wearing one of those, what do you call them? The, like, electroshock things. The muscle stimulator thingies. But they're not specifically attached to any muscles. They just shock me every time I get hit in the game. That's how I've been doing this whole time. It's definitely not just... I don't know, would it be... I feel an instinctual desire to make sounds when I get hit in video games. I don't know if that's just like a thing that happens or if that's like autism or whatever. It genuinely would not surprise me in the least if it was autism. The secret Dark Souls difficulty. I thought that was just how most people played. A very lame. I hate that the male damage noise is very moan-esque, and then the female damage noise isn't at all. The conversation has been had on stream before, but I like the idea of replacing all the female hair sounds with noises more similar to the male sounds. See, if my teeth didn't hate the sensation of being cold, I would also probably like crunchy ice cream, now that I think about it. But unfortunately, My teeth cannot handle that. Biting into like a popsicle is one of the worst experiences. I should put on armor, huh? Excuse me. Cool. Warm, crunchy ice cream. I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering. Do most people not react, or do most people react? Or is that just like a thing that I do because I'm neurodivergent? Because like, even if I did watch a lot of people play video games, which I kind of do, but like even in terms of like the watching people play games on YouTube, right? I feel like most people who make YouTube videos are neurodivergent just by virtue of making YouTube videos. Can you not dash away from me? What are you doing? Like Jacksepticeye is autistic. Markiplier has ADHD. And who knows what the Game Grumps have. Yeah, I feel like content creation, rather being neurodivergent, makes you more predisposed to content creation than being neurotypical. There we go. Oh yeah, is Jacksepticeye also have ADHD? Yeah, that makes sense. Aaron having, owie, Aaron having OCD makes sense. Or ADHD, or both. I don't know. Whatever they have, it's not surprising. My point is, content creators generally have some neurodivergence. So even that is not a fair sample. There we go. Yeah, me too. I thought that was just kind of common knowledge that Jacksepticeye had autism. He's like, hey guys, I have autism. And everyone was like, what? And then started making fun of him for it? What the hell was that about? I guess ableism is just too strong. I'm going to attempt to pronounce your name, and I want you to tell me if it is the most incorrect pronunciation of it you've ever heard. Is it the Lemonov? The Lemonov. The Lemonov. I assume. It's about being immersed. Oh, excuse me. I don't do it because I'm immersed. I do it because I want to be perceived as being good at the video game. What do you mean? Oh, speaking of milk, oh my god. Yeah, okay. Autismo Dynamo, where it generates all kinds of idiocy. I mean, define idiocy. Surprisingly close. I'm glad. Unless you correct me, I will continue to pronounce it the exact same way every time. Every now and then, someone with the username Carl something, based on some figure, some famous guy, I don't know. I don't remember the rest of the name. Anyway, I keep asking them. They keep saying that they mean to change their name on YouTube, but they just haven't yet, and I keep asking them if they want me to say something else, but they just don't. Yeah, silliness is probably a better word for autism-induced behavior. For Lemonov. Question mark. Great milk ahead. Yeah, okay. Owie. I thought it was gonna fly up and do the tail swing. Okay. I'm coming down here because I want the brass set. I do autisms a lot. Frequently I'll say that I am autisming, or the autism is autisming. Those quotes come out of my mouth frequently. A lot of my behavior is very because of autism. No. This always takes me more than one try, and I don't know why. I don't know if that's just like... Okay, come on. I don't know if that's just like the nature of the glitch, or if I genuinely just somehow have a skill issue only the first time I attempt it every time. Yeah, I always get it on the second try. Yeah, basically. I gotta look good, you know? And sometimes being beautiful requires the killing of a femboy, you know? I mean, is there much to care about? For me, when I figured out that there was a possibility that I was autistic, I really looked into it because I just wanted an explanation for why I felt the way I did. You know, and autism happens to be the explanation. It did change my behavior in that it was easier for me to accept my behavior rather than just like being wrong. It had more to do with how my brain worked differently from most people and everything. So from that perspective, learning that I was autistic was more helpful than anything. But, you know, if you're already happy with who you are and how you behave and don't necessarily want an explanation for your behavior, then, you know. I don't think I'm going to be able to... Well, maybe. Okay, cool. ADHD, I hardly know her. I use that a lot. It's one of my favorites. My autism also autisms a lot. I mean, it's true. Sometimes beauty does come at the cost of killing a femboy. It's the other one. Yeah, that'll do it. Personally, I read the DSM-5 myself, and everything, so... Oh, darn. The drip is too heavy. Not the brass helm, that's not what I meant to put on at all. I could go grab Havel's, but I'm also about to... Seriously? The gauntlets are too heavy? Anyway, I could go grab Havel's for the drip. I need to go down there anyway, so... I'm gonna... Not in attunement. I'm gonna get my endurance to 20 and then just crank vitality from there. I need souls for the crest. I might not actually even need the crest. I only need it if I die, so... I'm just gonna not buy the crest right now. I mean, to be fair, the brass set is made of brass, so it makes sense that it's heavy. How many femboys are there in Dark Souls even? Because I personally, I wouldn't classify Gwendolyn as evil, right? But are there others that would be classified as evil? Sunglasses that let you see in HD? Even glasses? That's a good bit. I like that bit. Oh, you know, I can't believe I forgot that I didn't kill the Moonlight Butterfly in my remaster test bow only run. I'll need to do that. I hope I don't forget by the time I work on that again, actually. Yeah, Mikola, that's true. Gwendolyn is messy. I think Gwendolyn is miseducated. I don't know. Gwendolyn is part of a society where their ideals are fundamentally different from ours. So defining them as evil or not, you know, it's not like they're hurting anyone. Are they? Hold on, I don't remember Gwendolyn's lore. I guess not really. Not directly on purpose. Moonlight Butterfly? Well, the Moonlight Butterfly is a maiden, right? Maybe trans woman, but I don't think femboy would apply there. I don't think femboys can be called maidens. Oh, excuse me. I think regardless of the goal, if you cause pain, you are largely considered evil. Unless your entire goal was to cause the opposite of pain, and you do it on accident, then that's like more gray, you know? Can I wear the leggings? I can. Can I wear the gloves? I can. Drip acquired. Kill the Moonlight Fanboy. Canonically... Hey, counter damage. Or, I mean, instability damage, rather. Canonically, the Moonlight Butterfly is a maiden transformed by Seath, just like the Pasakas. In fact, all of the Moonlight Butterflies are maidens transformed by Seath, including all the ones in the Crystal Cave. Owie! Oh my god. I'm gonna have to destroy the 7th head, unless I start doing like jump attacks or something. The Iaito does cause bleed, yes. Owie. Quickly. Cool. That should be enough for 6 heads. It has good taste. I mean, yeah. To be fair, I feel like that's the case with straight men in terms of having similar taste to lesbians, but also being way worse generally. For any straight men here, that was not aimed at you, I promise. There we go. I don't know if it was specifically canon that Priscilla is the daughter of Seath and Guinevere. But I think that is the most plausible explanation. Yeah, exactly. Have good taste and respect women. And if you're really cool, you'll be a woman too. It very much smells like peanut butter in my room because it's cold outside, so I don't have the window open and I have my door closed, so it doesn't, or so I'm not like annoying to my roommate. But I had peanut butter on my pancake this morning, so very much smells like peanut butter in my room. Yeah, same gay brain cell exactly. Regardless, women are just cooler, so. I feel like I make that same joke with every single one of the lesbians that I know. Oh my god, a vagrant! Whoa, a red evil vagrant? Cool. It's gone through 10 whole worlds. I didn't know a vagrant could even spawn down here. Where is the vagrant spawn location? Is it just in this water? Oh. Also all that Lothric business? peanut butter burgers exist. I love peanut butter. I don't think that sounds great. um, what Lothric business are you referring to? Like, I assume it has something to do with the whole Dark Moon girl, but yeah, I've also never seen that one. I assume someone just like died to the Hydra, and it passed through 10 worlds because people either died to the Hydra and didn't see it, or something similar. Magic milk path. I don't like the idea of magic milk, I'm gonna be honest. You should buy this game. It's pretty great. Yeah, actually, that's an important distinction because I imagine if it was just a peanut butter burger without the beef, um, it could like actually be good with. I feel like it'd be similar to a peanut butter cookie, right? And you can do with it what you will from there. Yeah, Yorshka. I assume the Lothric business that was stated has something to do with Yorshka. But that was terrifying. My whole life flashed before my eyes. You know, um, Sif was one of the most annoying boss fights in the progress that I have made in the Soul Level 1 New Game Plus 6 run. Just because the nose tap as she jumps away would kill me. Because I was doing it in hyper mode. God, I can't even count how many times I've beaten this game. I mean, how many streams have I done alone? On top of the challenge runs, on top of all the casual playthroughs I've done aside from that. Um, like, I don't know. It's got to be nearing 100, at least at this point. Yeah, killed by the boop, exactly. Guinevere being the queen of Lothric, huh? I don't know much lore in Dark Souls 3, if I'm being honest. I know a decent amount of Dark Souls 1 lore, a little bit of Dark Souls 2, and basically no Dark Souls 3 lore. On the bright side, this moveset isn't super affected by Sif's thigh gaps. There we go. Extremely difficult boss fight. Didn't even need the crest. That went shockingly well, based on how other fights have gone. Alright, 4 kings, I guess. I usually do 4 kings first so that I can specifically remember to place the Lord Vessel. And sometimes I still forget to place the Lord Vessel, and I don't even understand how I do that. Yeah. Yeah, that's really the only detriment to legally acquiring games like this. I don't know. I also just don't love Dark Souls 3's lore as much. The idea of the deep is really interesting, but I think the way they go about it specifically isn't super great. um, I imagine a lot of the retconning of Dark Souls 2 has to do with a lot of the disagreement with Dark Souls 3. Like, the fact that Anne Orlando still exists makes no sense. Also, wait, if Anne Orlando still exists, does that mean that the first flame moved? Because Drangleic takes place, like, over top of where Lordran was, right? So, but Lothric doesn't, because Anne Orlando moved there because of the convergence or whatever. So weird. Oops, I don't need to go that way. I don't know. Dark Souls 3 lore is technically lore, unfortunately. I would argue that Dark Souls 3 has a very sufficient amount of femboys. Like, there's the twink princes. Maybe not femboys, but it's close enough. I'm gonna need to take off some armor. I don't know, will this be fast roll? No, okay. I'll just take the pants off, that should be enough. All the different timelines? I thought it was just like so long after all the, like everything else, that effectively everything has just happened, and that's what's going on with the Deep. Like there's just so many bodies and undead and so much curse and everything that it's just become the Deep. I don't know. Not bad damage. Yeah. Probably could have done 3 kings. Maybe. Well, yeah, 3 kings. Maybe 2 if I had power within. Come back. No, don't magic. Thank you. Oh god. No, I forget that you can just roll to the side. I'm so bad at dodging that. Yeah, the Soul Ascender is real funky. Soul Ascender is also my least favorite final boss of the series, so... And that's saying a lot, because I don't love Nashandra either. I just really don't like the Soul Ascender. I don't think it's fun. I don't know. I like Aldia from like a lore perspective. From a gameplay perspective, it kind of sucks. More underwhelming, actually, than just straight up being bad. There we go. You've never seen the the tracking magic? How many times have you fought the 4 kings? Yeah, 4 kings are probably my favorite Lord boss too. I mean, Seat sucks. Nito's okay, and Bed of Chaos isn't really in the running, so I like the Bed of Chaos quite a bit, but ranking it with the other bosses doesn't feel right. I don't know. I like Dark Souls 3. It was fun to play, specifically when I played it for my playthrough that I did. My 7-hour playthrough or whatever that I uploaded, going through the level design. Playing it like that made it a lot more enjoyable to me. But playing it, like when I played it the first couple times, I played it a lot more like Dark Souls 1. And it just didn't, I don't know. It wasn't super great. I hate Soul Ascender. Just the moveset is so frustrating. Like the spear moveset is just annoying. What's the other ones? There's like, or the lance, not spear. I don't know. Is it a lance? I don't know. Words are hard. That moveset is really annoying. The magic moveset is also really annoying. How it just has like a homing soul mass status effect going on. It's so dumb. And then the Gwyn moveset is just Gwyn but worse. in a game where that moveset doesn't even work very well. I don't know. I really don't like Soul Ascender. And then it's just like nostalgia bait too, which doesn't work. It doesn't work for me anyway, because the music is so different and the vibe of the boss is so different that it just doesn't embody Gwyn. Plus, why is it calling on Gwyn last? It's not like Gwyn was the strongest to ever link the flame, right? So why would it store Gwyn's soul as a last resort? Why wouldn't it just use... Because obviously, as time goes on, the people linking the flames have to get stronger, right? Because like they have to beat the previous one who linked the flame. So why would it use Gwyn's soul? Anyway, I don't like the Soul Ascender, if that wasn't clear, from a lore standpoint or a gameplay standpoint. I really want to finish my Dark Souls 2 playthrough on this channel, but I need to get both characters back there, and I just haven't done that yet. He was the first to link it, but he was also the weakest because everyone else who ever linked the flame also beat Gwyn, right? So Gwyn should not have been the last resort. The more souls you get, the bigger you become is actually canon in Death's Door. I should... God, the Death's Door lore video is one of my favorite videos I've ever made still. That one's really good. I love the storytelling and narration that I did in that. That was really fun. Oh my god! That was terrifying. But... I don't know, it makes sense. Kind of. In Dark Souls, but also then why isn't the Soul of Cinder, like, way bigger, right? The video called? It's pretty old. My voice is pretty bad in it. But the storytelling is still pretty good. It's called Explaining the Lore of Death's Door, I think. I don't know. I think it's in the video essays. I think I actually have a playlist on my channel for the lore of that. I don't remember. Oh wait, what am I doing? I'm way later in the game than that. I'm trying to ring the bell. Yorm is an outlier, yeah. Yeah, that video exists somewhere. I don't know. Those were fun videos to make, but they were also like looking back on any of my old videos, regardless of how good they are, like Novel Nostalgia is still probably my favorite video I've ever made. But it's going back to it is really hard. First of all, because of my voice. But there's also so many things that I would have done differently if I were to do it again. I honestly am really tempted to remake that video. Novel Nostalgia, what makes a game special, and then, I don't know, the Gwendolyn essay doesn't really need to be remade, I don't think. I don't think I would have done that any differently. Have I done any Elden Ring runs? No, I have not. I do want to do a pickaxe only run. Do the whole... Can you be Elden Ring as Steve from Minecraft? But have fun playing Dark Souls. It's a very good game. I like it a lot. My favorite game of all time, as a matter of fact, believe it or not. Just shocking that the person who beats Dark Souls once a week likes Dark Souls, right? I don't know. So far, my opinion on this weapon is, it's good, but kind of underwhelming. It's just like a very standard weapon. That's kind of how I felt about the Uchigatana as well. I feel like if I did another run with the Uchigatana, I would have very similar opinions on it to this one. Ratchet and Clank 2. The only Ratchet and Clank game I ever played was Clank for the PSP. Secret Agent Clank, I think it was called, actually. My favorite games are such a weird... I like them for different reasons. I'd say it's probably Dark Souls, Tetris, the series as a whole. But if I had to give it to a specific Tetris game, my favorite Tetris game would probably be Tetris Effect. Car Quest is up there, and like ordering them is basically impossible. Other than Dark Souls 1 is my favorite. I don't know. Spyro 2 is up there. God, it's so hard to say what my favorite games are because I like games. I like so many different games for so many different reasons. So ranking them doesn't really work. The Demon Fire Sage has less health than the Stray Demon, right? This boss right here is the reason I haven't finished my move swap one-shot video, because I cannot one-shot it. The closest I've come was with the Great Scythe, or rather the Life Hunt Scythe, because it bleeds and it does slash damage, which is what the Demon Fire Sage is weak to, but it just barely doesn't do enough damage. I've tried everything that I can think of, and I just cannot do it. The only thing I haven't tried is the instability damage, which is obviously very difficult to do because it jumping away is kind of inconsistent. So, Bloodborne challenge runs, not yet. However, I do want to do a playthrough of Bloodborne, like I did with Dark Souls 3. I actually just got a new PlayStation 5 controller, so I'll actually be able to make that soon, which is exciting. Honestly, I would say Sonic and the Black Knight is probably up there in terms of my favorite games of all time as well. It's really hard to... Oh, Fate and Batula is also up there. I don't know. If you haven't played Fate and Batula, go play it right now. Generally, I don't like atmospheric exploration games, but the way Fate and Batula does it is so fascinating, and if you have not played it, you need to play it right now. Oops. The easiest to dodge grab in the entire game. Oops. I actually didn't want to cut off the tail, but that's fine. Does the tail have less health than the arm? I never cut off the tail, so I've never observed that. There we go. The bleed helped. Oh, Tunic is also definitely up there. I need to play Outer Wilds still. Oh my god, Tunic too. If you haven't played Tunic and you don't know anything about it, perfect time to go play it. Beta Batula and Tunic are the two games that are like, you need to play this game with as little information as possible. I mean, Death Stranding is really good. Oh, geez, sorry. I get it. I love Death Stranding. I only played it for a few hours. Once the heavy cutscene parts ended, like, yeah, a few hours into the game, I just kind of lost interest. Yeah, Tunic is incredible. One of the best games of all time, full stop. I don't know, Little Gator Game, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites of all time, but it's really, 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 really good. And I love it. God, I hate to say it. I think Ocarina of Time has become one of my favorite Zelda game at this point. As much as I adore Majora's Mask, it's just going back to Ocarina of Time, knowing everything that I do with it, all the glitches that you can do, turning the game into a sandbox and completely changing the experience of the game. You can do that in Majora's Mask, but it feels, in my opinion, less satisfying because the game is already less linear than Ocarina of Time. So I think Ocarina of Time is also on the list of my favorite games of all time. Super Mario 64 is also definitely up there. Yeah. Oh my god, Moss. Moss chapter 1 and 2, book 1 and 2, also up there. There are so many good games. Yeah, I'd argue Majora's Mask is a better game on its face, but personally, with my experience of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, I prefer Ocarina of Time in that way. Wind Waker is also great, but I prefer Majora's Mask to Wind Waker. Mario Galaxy 2 is one of those games that I've never really understood the love for. Mario Galaxy 1, either. I've always preferred Mario Galaxy to Mario Galaxy 2. But, because 2 just feels so, I don't know, road, I guess? With Galaxy 1, there's a lot of exploration in the hub world that does a lot to enhance the feel of the game for me. It feels like you're discovering these galaxies and everything. Because you're going into the different observatories and unlocking each galaxy as it comes, rather than just going along a line of levels. I don't know. Mario Galaxy 2 has never done it for me. I have 100% of Mario Galaxy 1, but I have not 100% of Mario Galaxy 2. So I might be incapable of making that that criticism that way, but for now, I definitely prefer Mario Galaxy 1, and it's definitely not one of my favorite games of all time, just because the movement is so restrictive in terms of, or relative rather, to Mario 64. And then the level design of Mario Odyssey is specifically designed to take advantage of Mario's moveset, rather than in Mario 64, where it was just like emergent, which I think makes it more fun. I adore platformers. I always have. Speaking of, when a demo for one just came out, or I don't know when the demo came out, but the Kickstarter got fulfilled very quickly for a game called Kero Quest 64. The movement is very similar to Mario 64. It's a very, very fun little platformer. And I'm very excited for the full game to come out. Honestly, beating Ocarina of Time isn't even something that I do that often. I usually just boot up a randomizer, do a couple of glitches, and just stop playing. And that's so fulfilling to me. Dark Souls 3 was that for me. I did not like Dark Souls 3. I loved it the first time I played it. Started hating it the next couple times I played it. And then... No. And then love it now. I think Spyro 2 is also up there in terms of my favorite games ever. That was probably the most influential game when it came to the novel nostalgia essay. God, I really need to remake that. That's a really good essay. Marred by my horrible voice at the time and my horrible narration skills. I might rewrite it. I don't think so. I think the writing was fine. The editing was what really gets me though with that video. I'm kind of the opposite. Well, okay, that's not entirely true. I like deep layered stories, but Moss has, it's not like a surface level story, but it's not a super deep story. And that story is the one that got me most immersed in it by far. God, I want to replay Moss really, really bad, but it's just I'm gonna have a different experience with it. And I feel like the immersion will be kind of broken going through that again. God, I was bawling my eyes out at the end of that. Highly, highly recommend Moss. For the story alone, let alone the puzzles. The combat's fine, but it's really just the way that you interact with the world and how that influences the story that's just so genuinely incredible. Titanfall 2, believe it or not, is a platformer. I don't know. Like, I would argue that Titanfall 2 has very, very similar movement to a game like Core 64, if Core 64 isn't quite as, like, polished? I hate to say polished. I don't think that's the right word. But even, like, Mario 64 is extremely similar in terms of, like, the movement to Titanfall. Okay, that one, I went too far to the left. That is just objectively not true. Mario 64 and Titanfall 2 have extremely emergent movement systems that allow you to experience and move through a 3D space in extremely different but all extremely satisfying ways. The movement is very, very, very similar. Bed of Chaos, yeah. Well, I mean, when it's a skill issue on my part, I don't think that can be said that I've got Bed of Chaos. I think I've just got skill issued. Oh no, my controller. Okay, we're fine. Got disconnected. That was scary. Pardon me. I described Core 64 as what Corn Kids 64 wanted to be. God, Corn Kids 64 was so disappointing. It's like, it wants to be an emergent movement system, but the level design doesn't allow for that because the level design is extremely horizontal and the movement is extremely vertical. Plus, it's very derogatory, like immediately to, like it uses hobo as like a derogatory term, which is just gross. Star Wars Episode 1 racer. As someone who is not super into Star Wars and is also not super into racing games, I cannot relate, but I know a lot of people really like that game and I've heard really good things about it. There we go. Everything's fine. Get up. Okay. It's because you didn't play Mario 64. You jumped a couple times, were like, this sucks, and never touched it again. If you actually get good at Mario 64, it becomes a completely different game. You can traverse levels in so many different ways. It's absurd. As someone who doesn't love racing games, that said, I do really, really, really like games like Trackmania. Actually, I don't know how fair that is to say, because the only game like Trackmania that I play and enjoy is Trackmania. I really loved Stunt Boost, which is a very Trackmania-esque game, right? So, I don't know how fair it is to say that I enjoy games like Trackmania, but I really enjoy Trackmania itself. All the Trackmania games I played I've liked to a degree. Turbo is my favorite. Pardon me? I think if you get pushed off by the beard, you're allowed to say that you got Bed of Chaos. Anyway, yeah, Trackmania 2020, Trackmania Nations Forever, United Forever, Turbo 2. Trackmania Turbo and Trackmania 2 are the best Trackmania games. Okay, you know, I probably have a similar opinion on Super Metroid as you do on Mario 64. I didn't even think about that comparison, but that's very true. I didn't like Super Metroid when I played it. Granted, I didn't put much time into it, and like, I don't think it's the game's fault that I don't like it. It's a very, very good game. It's just not one that I feel like I want to put time into, I suppose. Why didn't that parry? Why didn't she... Shouldn't she have parried me there? Oh my god, yes, Sonic R is so good. I kind of forgot that was a racing game, to be honest. But yeah, I love Sonic R. I should make a video on Sonic R soon. When that happens, it'll be up on my second channel. So if you don't know, I have a second channel. I do. There are two Sonic reviews on there. One for Sonic 4, one for Sonic and the Black Knight. And I have three other videos recorded that I need to edit and upload for a few other games. That won't be reviews. They'll just be like unscripted playthroughs of games. But, you know. If you didn't know, I have a second channel. It's linked in my channel bio as a second channel and everything. So. Yeah, not Sonic Riders. Sonic Riders is also good, and I do also want to make a video about that. But I feel like I don't have enough experience with Sonic Riders to do that. I want to at least play through the story and do several races, a bunch of different characters and stuff. Like with Sonic R, I can 100% it in like 30 minutes. Maybe a little bit longer, probably closer to like 45 minutes. And I've also played through the game several times with every character. I'm scared of playing Sonic Riders Zero Gravity specifically, because like I've heard that it's worse than Sonic Riders, and I'm worried that it's either going to be so much worse that I don't enjoy it at all, or it's going to be so much better and I'm going to disagree with everyone like I do with every Sonic game. except for like Shadow Generations. Well, okay, and Secret Rings, because Secret Rings just has terrible controls. You know, Supersonic Racing, I don't even think is the most memorable song from Sonic R. I would give that to Resort Island. Can You Feel the Sunshine? Ow. Whoa. I didn't rest. Where should you start with modern Sonic? Um, that's a good question. Actually, I would say probably Generations. Generations is really good. It's hard to say anything with modern Sonic because they're all really different. Or like boost era Sonic, I guess. It's hard to say modern Sonic because that encompasses so many different things. Because like Rush is a boost, like even with boost era, Rush is boost era Sonic, but it's also so dramatically different from, God, even Colors DS. Colors DS is just a fundamentally different game. So I don't know. It's hard to say. Do you like 2D or 3D more? Question mark. Um, if you like 2D, Sonic Colors DS is genuinely one of my favorite Sonic games ever. Um, if you don't want the boost mechanics, um, Origins, Mania, or Superstars are all good places to start for different reasons. Well, okay, maybe not Superstars, actually. But yeah, I don't know. It really depends on what you want out of Sonic and why you want to play it. Hello, Carl. You still have not changed your name, I see. It's because Sonic is awesome. Sonic is super cool. Um, Honestly, I don't think there are very many bad Sonic games. The few I would say are bad, like Secret Rings, um, are just like not core to the series. I don't like Unleashed, but clearly a lot of people did, right? So even a game that I don't like isn't a bad Sonic game. Also, Borehelm from the first Boar. And games that didn't get very well received, like I don't know, Black Knight wasn't well received, right? But that's one of my favorite games of all time. You know what I mean? Like, why do you want to play Sonic? Do you want him? Do you want the character of Sonic? Do you want to understand why people like the gameplay of Sonic? Do you want just to like? I don't know. It really depends on why you want to play Sonic in the first place, or what you expect to experience when going into Sonic as well. But generally, Generations, I think it's good if you're going for ranks. It's kind of boring if you're not. Really easy, but arguably that makes it a good beginner's game for Sonic because like it's easy if you're not going for good ranks. Why Eggman pisses on the moon, then you're probably gonna have to play Sonic Adventure 2. Or just watch Sonic 3. I don't know. It's a different story, obviously, but just as good. Yeah, Black Knight is the one where if you want to know what Sonic and the Black Knight is about, I have an entire video of it on my second channel. It's an hour long and delves into everything Sonic and the Black Knight is. Um, but you know, if you don't want to experience an hour of Sonic and the Black Knight, in which case you're wrong. But if you don't, it's, I don't know, it's about Sonic's character and who he is as a person, as well as how he affects the world. But he also has a sword, and that's cool as hell. So. I do remember when Shadow had a fucking gun. That was awesome. I really need to play Shadow the Hedgehog. I've gotten like halfway. No, I've gotten 2 endings I think ever for Shadow the Hedgehog. Um, but I want to get all the endings when I eventually make a review for it. Kirby Golf. I can't remember the actual name. Kirby's Dream Course is incredible. I love Kirby's Dream Course. It is one of my favorite party games ever. I've spent hours playing Kirby's Dream Course with Anthony and other friends. I love Kirby's Dream Course. Shadow should have a gun more often. That's true. Shadow is at Aldi. I mean, all of him. All right, here we go. Pasaka's time. Shadow is extremely awesome. If you don't love Shadow, you're just objectively wrong. That would be Sonic Adventure 2. I almost like Sonic Adventure 2. I'm dreading writing a video about that because I'm gonna talk down on the game the whole time and then be like, but it's really fun if you play it like this. Because that's how oh, we're getting penetrated early. Okay. Because that's how everyone who likes the game plays it. And like, I agree, if you play it that specific way, then it's really fun. But otherwise, it's just kind of a slog to get through, to be honest. There are... When did Sonic Colors come out? I actually don't know. There were a few Sonic games on the Wii. There was Unleashed, the Wii version of Unleashed. There was Colors. There was Black Knight. There was Secret Rings, which I almost forgot the name of. I think that's all of them. Were there any Sonic collections on the Wii? I don't remember. What do you mean Shadow you've read Shadow as being annoying and edgy for 12-year-olds? Annoyingly edgy. You have not... First of all, that tells me very, very clearly that you have not experienced Shadow. Maybe a little bit in Shadow the Hedgehog, admittedly. But like, in Adventure 2, he's not like that at all. In Heroes, he's not like that at all. In Generations, he's not like that at all. I need to play Unleashed. I'm expecting that I'll like it more than the Xbox 360 version because I did not like the 360 version at all. Pinball CD and Fighters? CD is Gems on PS2? I thought Gems was only on GameCube. I don't know. I'm honestly really excited to play Sonic 06. Every time I listen to that game's soundtrack, like Wave Ocean is absurdly good. I love the song for Wave Ocean. It makes me want to play 06. And the thing is, I've played Sonic Story, and I genuinely really enjoyed playing Sonic Story in 06. Regardless, actually, partially because of the glitches. I loved playing Sonic Story in 06. As much as it's not necessarily a good game. I love the story too, but I don't know. I'm kind of scared of mostly Silver Story. I'm excited for Shadows. I don't know. I'll play that soon. I actually just got my Xbox 360 controller back because I was sending it to a partner because I didn't have a controller at all. They still don't, but I wanted to play Sonic 06. Yes, Blaze is such a good character. I love Blaze so much. Honestly, I think Percival gives me more gender envy than any incarnation of Blaze. As much as I love Rush and 06 Blaze. They're just, it's just Percival, you know what I mean? And that's why I put Percival in a microwave. That's one of my favorite things I've ever made, I think. I think the Lancelot in the microwave one was better, but it was still pretty good. If you want to see Lancelot and Percival in a microwave, you can go check my TikTok, which is just solar pellets. It's the TikTok algorithm is so weird. If you want to understand why people like the games, you should play a game like Generations and specifically go for good ranks. Like, you should play through the game casually and explore and everything. And then after you get a handle on the controls, try and S rank every level. It's not hard. Generations is actually pretty easy to S rank, but it does take an understanding of how to navigate the levels and how to control Sonic. And that's learning that and expressing your mastery of that are the best things, or are generally considered the best and most important things about Sonic games. That's not true all the time, but largely I think that's the main reason most people like Sonic. And that's one of the reasons that I love 06, or not 06, sorry, Black Knight so much. Big the cat is gender. Generations? Do you mean the triggers or the shoulder buttons? I actually don't remember if Generations uses the triggers or bumpers. I think, yeah, it uses the right trigger for boosting at least. The re-release of Generations, but you can remap stuff anyway. Yeah, Sonic characters are just cool. That's true. There are so many different like incarnations of different Sonic characters as well that it's like hard to say that any Sonic character is like a bad character. There's so many different ways that they're represented. Like, my favorite version of Amy is Sonic X Amy, right? And that was just one version of Amy. She's represented similarly in a game like, I don't know, Heroes, kind of. She's a lot more fangirly of Sonic. But then like Frontiers Amy, I also really like Frontiers Amy because she's just so dramatically different. Original Generations Amy I didn't love, but the new remastered Generations Amy I like a lot more. As much as I wish that she still punched Knuckles into a wall, that would have been funny. But, you know, most, if not all, Sonic characters are pretty cool. Pardon me. All right, hopefully I don't have to run all the way back down here. Sonic Boom Knuckles. The most flanderized version of Knuckles. I don't dislike Boom Knuckles. I think he's really funny. Him being a feminist immediately makes him one of my favorite Sonic characters. But also, I don't know, I feel like it negatively impacted the movie Knuckles. I think movie Knuckles is excessively flanderized because he comes across as stupid. He doesn't come across as like someone from, you know, a different place. He just comes across as stupid. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't like that Knuckles is portrayed as a meathead. Because that's just like not what he is originally. Like Sonic X Knuckles is probably, he's not my favorite version of Knuckles, but he is what I think represents the character of Knuckles best, if that makes sense. Okay. No, please. Everything's fine. I really do not want to have to run all the way down the Goon Cave again. Yeah, Meathead Knuckles is not, in my opinion, a good characterization of who Knuckles is. I really, really hope they make movie Amy good. I don't know. I feel like it will be. I have high hopes for movie Amy, but we'll see. I'm surprised. Well, no, I'm not. I was gonna say I was surprised that it took so long to introduce Amy, but Amy wasn't really introduced into a mainline game for a while because CD was very not side game, but I would argue that CD isn't really a mainline game. CD was pretty obscure for a while, and she wasn't in like a mainline game till Adventure, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he was a lot worse in Sonic 3 than Sonic 2, and Knuckles was, so. What is that? Oh, that's a weird piece of the crystal. I don't think I've ever noticed that actually just stays there. Okay, Nito, that's right. That's the last one I need. Don't play the 3DS version of Generations. It's not bad. It will not give you the same experience as the console version of Generations. If you can, what? I guess if you can emulate like the, did it come out on 360? I don't know. You can get the original Generations probably pretty easily on PC, legally, quote unquote. Well, yeah, because Sonic is awesome. Also, Sonic is like my other special interest. Dark Souls, Sonic, and Tetris are like the three things that are me. Tetris less so. Mostly just Dark Souls and Sonic, if I'm being honest. It used to also be like Christian mythology, specifically treating Christianity as mythology and approaching it from that angle. I thought it was really interesting after being a Christian for, almost 2 decades. Coming out of that and seeing everything from the outside and observing it as more of a mythology than a proper religion. But I did eventually fall out of that. I don't know if that's lucky or not, but I don't know. Religious trauma sucks. But viewing it as a mythology didn't really trigger the religious trauma. Either way, I like Sonic. Sonic's cool. Sonic autism is contagious. This is true. I was always Sonic autistic, but when I met the person I'm living with now, it got way stronger. I really want, if I could choose any Sonic game to put on Steam, it would definitely be Sonic Heroes, because I want a remake of Sonic Heroes so bad. Sonic Heroes is so aggressively underrated. Knuckles has an acquired taste for pilk. Interesting. Car platformers are probably the genre that I'm most autistic for, which is weird because the reason that happened was because I was extremely autistic for Car Quest of all things, and then I played something like Yellow Taxi. The problem with Yellow Taxi is I fell out of that because the community decided that speedrunning was more about competition than fun, which did not jive with me. Especially because they didn't want to allow for any like exceptions for people who might need, or exceptions that would, I don't know, compromise the integrity of the challenge as opposed to just having fun with the game. So I definitely fell out of that community as much as I loved that game. And there just aren't that many car platformers. One of my favorites is called Park Up Car, and that's obviously like a car parody um of Only Up. Oh jeez, excuse me. And but like it's done so much better in a game like Only Up. So I don't know. Car platformers are an untapped market, in my opinion. As much as Car Quest is one of my favorite games of all time, you know. What more is there to Sonic other than being fast and a blue hedgehog? Where do I start? That is a very loaded question. Um, his whole thing is about freedom and enjoying life to the fullest, and like there's so much to Sonic that it's there's so much more to it. I have the any percent world record for the PC version of CarQuest. However, I'm also the only person who has run any percent for the PC version of CarQuest. I did get sub 30, which was a very, very sought after time on the Switch version, but is not possible on the Switch version. So like, it's not like I'm bad at the game or whatever, but I am also the only person running it. I also did an all tokens run, but it wasn't very good. I don't know. I want to get back into speedrunning CarQuest, but it's so hard to like get back into doing something like that. Good luck, Krista. Genuinely. I would love to see somebody else speedrunning CarQuest, let alone someone that I actually like. I don't know. Someone I know personally. Just learn the run from the wreck. Learn the run just to take the record, huh? I don't know if that's a good reason to speedrun a game, but either way, good luck. I don't know, that game casually is such a cool experience in so many weird ways. It's really hard to explain my relationship with CarQuest. Uh, that did so much less damage than I was anticipating. Oh, come on. That's not very cool. Nope. Nito, stop it. Oh my god. I am not taking very much damage. That is not a complaint. I'm just kind of surprised that this armor set is negating so much damage. Like, the brass armor set is really good, but the gold hem set is not good for physical negation. Alright. Yeah, Nito, you're gonna hurt your vocal cords. Come on. Oops. Everything's fine. You know, if you could have done that, like, slightly later, that would have been a lot more useful to me. I've never seen him do that so close range. Fun fact, if you use speed hacks and make your character faster, the hitbox of that attack will break completely and will be entirely disjointed from the visuals of that hitbox, even if you, the hitbox will be disjointed from the visuals, even if you turn the speed increase off later. I learned that on accident one time. The cheesy cartoon. Define cheesy, because like, you could definitely define Saddam and Underground as cheesy. I assume you mean the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. He's on his way to a date with Amy when he gets isekai'd in Black Knight, and that's why he has the two chili dogs, and he eats one of them before obliterating all the people there, and then tries to save the other chili dog, but then gets stopped by Merlina. So yes, kind of. I mean, arguably, Sonic X is an old cartoon at this point, right? Um, two of the '90s cartoons had killing, and then one of them was exclusively lighthearted. There are, um, yeah, there's Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, there's Sadam, there's Underground, there's X, there's Prime. Are there any other cartoons? Like there's the Knuckles show, which is a Sonic show that has animation, but I don't think I'd consider. I mean, it's not a cartoon; it's live action. And Knuckles is also there. um, but I think there's only 5 of them. Oh yeah, Sonic Boom. I forgot about Boom. That sure is technically a Sonic show. Well, Sonic X was the anime. Prime came out after Boom, so recency is irrelevant, I feel like. Oh, there was the OVA. Oh my god, the Sonic OVA is so good. The music is incredible. Sonic has probably swallowed a Dorito sideways. Probably. The classics are really, really difficult to get into. Yeah, Sonic says shit in the Japanese version of Sonic X. It's great. I didn't get the appeal of classic Sonic for a long time, and then I played the original quadrilogy through Origins and liked it a lot more, because it gives you the drop dash and the spin dash, um, and removes the lives and everything, which makes learning the games so much easier. But it's really, really hard to go back to playing Sonic 1, or, the originals normally at all. Um, Let me think. What was the... Oh yeah, and I played through with Amy recently, and it feels like Sonic 1 is built with Amy's moveset in mind, even though it's obviously not. It's so weird. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I will be right back. Never mind. The bathroom is occupied. I... Oh, I put my headphones on backwards, first of all. I didn't like Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Um, 3 and Knuckles was definitely my least favorite of the original quadrilogy. That's not even true. The Knuckles part of 3 and Knuckles was my least favorite part. The second half of 3 and Knuckles was so... Um, the ending of Sonic 3 was as well. Like, Ice Cap and Beyond was just pretty bad, in my opinion. It's just not what I look for in Sonic games. Sonic 2 was my favorite, the original quadrilogy, for sure. Sonic 1 is hard to play with modern sensibilities. I don't know. It's not, like, bad by any means. I still really like it. Oh my god! Wow, I am shocked that didn't hit me. I don't think that's ever happened. You flood the chat with compliments even when I am here, Krista. Damage. Unfortunately. There we go. The music in the original Sonic games is really good. I think my favorite Sonic soundtrack is 06, followed closely by Secret Rings. Secret Rings is less only because there are some really not good songs. The Wicked Wild is a great example of a terrible song in Secret Rings. I would very much disagree that Sonic soundtracks are never bad. But they're mostly good. I looked forward to the Nintendo Switch. Actually, there was a little bit where I was looking forward to the Switch too, like way before it was even announced, like a couple of years ago. But then I got very disillusioned by Nintendo because their recent games have been pretty bad, and I just kind of stopped using my Switch. And I am no longer excited about any consoles whatsoever. You could also just download the PC version of the original Sonic Generations, not the remaster. Legally, quote unquote. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. You do it when I'm here anyway. I'm like, I can't disagree because that's subjective. Depending on what music you like. I mean, Sonic has a lot of different genres. There's metalcore, there's like J-pop. There's I forget the name of the genre. The original Sonic CD soundtrack, or the Japanese one rather. There's rock. There's butt rock. There's there's so much. Generations has been on PC for. When did Generations come out? Actually, was it 2010? It was the 20th anniversary? 2012? 25th? 2014? It wasn't that late. I don't know. Anyway, it's been on PC for a very long time. Yeah, the original. I'm a lot more of the liking everything sort. I still don't like everything. There are definitely a few genres that I don't like. I like cleaner. That's a weird word to say. I like music that uses typical melodies in unique ways, I guess, is the way I would describe it. But also, I just like most of genres of rock. I love butt rock. I love like psychedelic rock. I love metalcore. And I also really, really like folk and orchestral. So like orchestral rock is right up my alley. I love folk like The Amazing Devil and why can't I remember the name? They're one of my favorite bands. The Arcadian Wild is really, really good. There it is. Yeah. The symphonic version of All Hail Shadow from the Neo Devil Doom boss fight is so good. That's one of my favorite Sonic songs. I think my favorite Sonic song straight up is Catch Me If You Can. That one's really, really good. I don't even know what genre you would call that. Whoa, that was close. Me when I'm not reading chat because I'm trying to be good at the video game. Even though there's literally no pressure for me to be good at the video game because I've already been bad at the video game this whole stream. Hold on, I got this. I don't know why I'm trying so hard to hitless Sartorius. I got this. I thought that would be it. Okay, there we go. Ma'am, hi. Please don't be almost dead. That would be bad. Being obsessed with Shadow for a couple of weeks is entirely understandable. It's kind of hard not to be after watching Sonic 3, to be fair. Oops. Sonic also has rap. I mean, there's obviously like Pumpkin Hill, but I think a couple tracks from Riders are also, I don't know, maybe not rap, but close. Arguably, I don't think it's rap. Again, I'm bad with genres. But Catch Me If You Can has like less singing, more rhythmic speaking, I guess. I have an entire playlist of good Sonic music, and I have it unlisted, but at this point, I might as well just make it public. There's stuff from Sonic R, there's stuff from Generations, there's Sonic Rush, there's I said Generations, there's 06, Adventure 2, Shadow. There are a bunch of songs in there. Yeah, like Pumpkin Hill and other Sonic Adventure 2 Knuckles songs are all rap. Adam, we have very different experiences with West Coast rap and our fathers. My my dad was also into West Coast rap, and pretty terrible guy. I mean, I won't be opposed. This game is pretty great. Getting back into a great game is always a fun time. I'm surprised that the Unremarkable and Odd Places video is still doing so well. And then the Demon Souls one just got like, God, not even a percent of the views, I think. Well, no, I don't remember how many views it got. I think it got like just over 1,000. Which, yeah, would be less than a percent of the 170,000 or whatever of the Unremarkable and Odd Places, which is just an absurd number. Oh yeah, no, my dad was just a horrible guy all around. Horrible parent, horrible person. I mean, it's whatever at this point. Found family is better than biological family anyway. Oh, pardon me, please. Thank you. Yeah, my found family are all genuinely incredible people who have all dramatically changed my life for the better. So, and most of my biological family was pretty cool too. It's just mostly my dad. It's a pretty horrible person. I think he actually, Anthony texted me earlier today about seeing my dad on Facebook and how much I used to look like him, because he came up as like suggested friends or whatever. So I went to like look up his profile on Facebook and he had me blocked, which I think is really funny. All right. Yeah, I mean, most of my trauma. Oh, I should level up. Sorry to trauma dump on stream, I guess. But most of it is just like emotional, um, and like behavioral as well. So, there was a little bit of physical abuse, but it really wasn't that much, thankfully. But I do really sympathize with that. Empathize. Empathize is the one where you. No, sympathize. I don't know. Whatever. You get it. You get the point. I understand how that can be. So, condolences. There are a lot of reasons for parents being awful. um, I mean, in the U.S., consuming lead was probably a big part of it. Like, unironically, on top of just being raised with different sensibilities, being very disciplined, quote unquote, patriarchal, and all that just leads to being a terrible person. A lot of the older generations are also very religious, which leads to dogma, which leads to, stricter, I hate to say parenting because that's not parenting, stricter rule over your children. So, there's just a lot to it. The lead stare. Okay, yeah, then I was right. I sympathize with that. I guess, I don't know, I could say I empathize with that as well. I forgot that. Kept going. Imagine not beating Manus hitless. Skill issue. Can you stop doing this one combo? Jesus Christ, dude. Apparently I'm bad at the... I'm dead. Okay. Immense skill issue. I don't understand why my mom is still with my dad. That's always baffled me. I've talked to her about it, and she she told me that if somehow she ends up breaking up with my dad in some way, she's never going back to men, which is extraordinarily based. It is extremely easy to dodge that combo, yeah. You just roll backwards a couple of times. I just am bad at the video game right now. Like I said, off my groove. I expected this to happen. Even though I hitlist Artorias, it was usually harder for me to hitlist. I don't know. Hello, Ari. Welcome. All right. Time to hitless Manus. If I fail this time, I'm going to check if the bathroom is unoccupied, because that is also likely contributing somewhat to my performance. Okay, not terrible damage. Oh, I'm close to the edge. I don't want that. Not being locked on makes, like, dodging feel so weird because I'm so used to fighting him locked on. And I'm so used to seeing his tells from specific angles as well. Okay. That one was pure skill issue. Hitless Manus maybe in another life, just not this one. Ooh, that was scary. Good time to heal, though. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Who needs men? That's my mom's opinion. Except for with my dad specifically for some reason, even though he's one of the worst men I've ever met. The entire milk discussion. It's okay. It's saved as a VOD. I do think it would be really funny to turn this into a video though too. So, who knows, maybe you can see it in that form instead. A condensed milk conversation, if you will. I forgot that was a combo. We're fine. Okay. That's always so hard to dodge. It's not hard to dodge. It's always so scary to dodge, because sometimes it just hits me and I don't know why yet. Manus is such a terrible boss to learn. Oh, hey. Cool. Damage opportunity. Nice. Make up dusk real quick. I don't know why the milk conversation lasted so long, but it does make a lot of sense that the Sonic conversation lasted so long. The best example of a man in this horrible world. That is admirable. It doesn't quite wake her up. It's just that the jump attack is weird with like animation values or something. I don't know. It resets whatever you jump attack. Can you shut up? I'm trying to put rings on. It just resets whatever you hit with it to its idle animation, which is why you can wake up the dragon, or the dragon butt, in the painted world like that. Yeah, basically, I mean, it's exactly the same. It just sets her back to her idle animation. I just think it's funny to do. Whoa, I also play video games. Playing video games is pretty great. The end is indeed near. Yeah, downloading games legally in a very legal manner can be time consuming at times. Probably should have used at least one of my Firekeeper Souls, but it's fine. I haven't done a run with a four-pronged plow. I've considered it, but it's also, I don't know, I feel like I don't want to do something like that, just because it's so focused on as like a challenge run weapon with the R2. I'll do it eventually. I don't know. I do have a list of weapons that I want to do streams with, that I need to like put in polls and stuff. So after this one, the only one that I have put in a poll otherwise is the claws. So I'll probably make a new poll soon to figure out what the next stream weapon will be. Dark Souls 2 is extremely fun. This is a good opinion. You didn't miss the whole stream. I'm fighting Gwyn. You're still seeing a little bit of it. No fake Pegpa. There we go. Back to fake Pegpa. Dark Souls 2 would be my favorite if my autism latched onto it. Or if my autism didn't latch, rather, onto Dark Souls 1. I think Dark Souls 2 is a more replayable game generally. But autism has dictated that Dark Souls 1 is my favorite game of all time. Anyway, putting the drip back on, of course. Oh. I would argue that the first 2 hours are the best part, because then you're exploring the world and putting together your build. Trying to get everything to, like, I don't know, routing out at the beginning of the game is always my favorite part of playing the Souls games. Alright, verdict on the weapon. It's Uchigatana, but not. Forest of Fallen Giants is garbage? Huh? Forest of Fallen Giants is one of my favorite, like, first levels in a game. I think it's a wonderful tutorial. Watch my 3-hour-long video about Dark Souls 2 to figure out why I like the level, at least. Yeah, routing out Dark Souls 3 doesn't really work. That's true. Alright, I need to pee really bad. So I'm going to end this here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I love you all. I have a Discord if you want to join that and keep talking about Souls or whatever. Yeah. I don't know how to end this.